Big waves to you. Big waves to you. I think we're super hilarious. I don't know. And if you don't think that, don't tell me, okay? Just let me keep thinking it. Let me keep thinking it. So I have missed you guys. I want to tell you, sometimes I really work hard to try not to have an appointment set at 9 a.m. Central. And this week it's like we've had a couple of canceled appointments that the only time they could do it was 9 a.m. And it has been driving me nuts because I miss my community. So I told that to Andrea, and she's like, "That's okay. We've been doing just fine without you." I said, "That's hurts the ego a little bit, but okay, okay. All right. The word for today on this Thursday is surrender. Surrender. So Lance McAllister, who is an Ironman, a marathon runner, a WWF title belt winner, and he has fought in the UFC. I mean, this guy's done it all. Um, Resides out of Louisiana. I don't want to tell you his hometown because everybody be trying to go get his autograph. But this guy right here, what I think about him when I think about just when he sets his mind inside on something, he gets it done. I'll never forget him training for a marathon for the Ironman. I'll never forget him not being able to complete the Ironman after all that trial training. And then I'll never forget him going back after it again and then gaining that ability to be an Ironman for the rest of his life. I also remember on the coach's corner one time talking about a flat tire and not realizing that he had just had a wreck on his bike. Wasn't a great, it's kind of like a shoe in the mouth moment for me. Um, so his word for the year is surrender. Oh, we got two birthdays today too, by the way. Andrea, can you tell? I know Joan Klein is one. Joan Klein, happy birthday to you, lady. Who's the other birthday?
Yvonne too.
Yvonne, happy birthday. We hope you both have the most amazing day. We're going to sing to you. I'm going to be fast. So let me say this about surrender. Seize the resistance to an enemy or an opponent and submit to their authority. When I read that, I thought nobody wants to do that. Okay, we're scrapping that one. Okay. But what about to give up power, control? How many of you struggle with the word surrender? You don't have to raise your hand. You're like, I like to be in control. I like to know everything. I like, Andrea, get your feet up in there too, where we could get four in there. No, I'm kidding. I'm really not. The moment of surrender is not when life is over. It's when it begins. Guys, I want to free us all this morning of something. We can't do everything. I was just talking to Summer Simons on the phone before this call, okay? And I was preparing for the call, and then she calls and we're talking about time management, right? We're talking about how do you do it all, right? What if you own other businesses? Me and Andrea Rosser was just talking about this. And what if you're in town for like 3 days? How do you get it all in? The kids, this, that, everything. You got to set boundaries and you got to surrender to, I can't get it all done, right? And I got to have time management. But I've got to surrender to just say, I can't do it all. Brent Palmer can't do it all. I need Buffy Wallen to do her part. I need Hill Blue to step it up, right? Like we all need each other. We all need each other. And I got to surrender and go, if they can't, it's okay, but it's not on my shoulders, right? So truly surrendering means letting go of the need to control the outcome. I learned this in sales a long time ago from Gary Racer, my mentor. And he said, Brent, we can talk about your prospect. We can drool over your prospect. We can tell me how rich he is or she is. Tell me about their life. Like we can go on and on and on and on and on, or we can just realize we don't control the outcome. My job is to talk to them. Their job is to decide if they want to do it or not. I can't control that outcome. And sometimes we get so frustrated because I can't control the outcome. Stop trying to control it. Really, really great words for me. And I learned that from him. And it's like, it's a lot less, it's not as hard on me when I'm not controlling my prospects' outcome because I can't. Another thing is embrace vulnerability by acknowledging I have limitations. So I have no problem. And for some reason, Buffy, I'm so sorry, but you're like in the middle of my screen today. But I have no problem saying, hey, I don't know how to do this. Buffy, could you help me? Andrea's like, you sure don't have a problem doing that. But here's the deal. I got to realize, Pat, I'm not the only one, and I'm not, I can't be great at everything, right? I can be good at what I'm good at, and I got to lean on someone that's better at something I'm not good at. Does that make sense? So surrender that other people are better than you at certain things and lean on them. I've got to release, and I'm gonna stop on this one. I got to release my resistance to change. Karen Hill's on here. Let me tell you something that we're both not, and I know this about her now. We're both not social media warriors. Okay. I would like live in the woods, no one would know about me type thing. But we realize we're in a world today of social media, like people do see you online. So we have to step out of our land of comfort, which is, I don't want anyone to see me, into a land of uncomfortableness. And I've got to learn new things. And you know what? I'm challenged with that every single week of my life. I need to do more there, real story, all this stuff. I'm not going to do it all at once, but what I got to realize is I got to release the resistance to change. And if I want to go in a direction, I got to be able to surrender and go, you know what? I'm going to learn like I'm a kid again. And I'm going to gain access to that. So, Andrew, I'm going to turn it to you. But the last thing I want to say before I do, I think when you surrender, you got to let go of your own ego too. Man, is that a challenge? And we all have an ego. We all have an ego. We got to let go of it to surrender. Andrew, I'll turn it to you.
I thought that this was a really powerful word. So thank you, Lance, for this one. And I kind of the quote that I found was, "What should we surrender to?" Okay, so what should we surrender to? First of all, surrender to joy, surrender to love, surrender to faith, surrender to trust, surrender to life. And sometimes it's not the times that we decide to fight, but the times that we decide to surrender that make all the difference. So, and that was very true, Coach. I needed to put all four limbs up. I do like a little bit of control. Told you guys I don't like to fly. Why? Because I don't know how to steer the plane. And like, how am I supposed to be in control of this thing if I don't know how to make it work, right? So, how do we surrender though? So, this can be a really tough one for people like me that want to at least think that they are in charge. We maybe know we're not, but we kind of like to think that we are. So, first of all, we need to surrender to the unpredictability of life. We've got to accept that not everything can be controlled because you know what? When we think we're trucking along and then boom, right? Something happens that we did not anticipate, and that is just the reality of the existence on this plane. Next, I've got to let go of the need for perfection. And if I can embrace all of the beautiful imperfections that make me me, and that is part of the whole human experience, man, doesn't that make life just a little bit more peaceful? When I realize, you know what? I am not perfect in any way. I'm not going to be the best at probably anything, but I'm going to do my best and I can make it through the day just trucking that way. Next is to release grudges and forgive. Holding on to resentments only hinders our own personal growth. It only slows us down. Oh man, I Well, I always want to throw myself under the bus, and that's really not very kind to me. But when
Go
I was young,
ahead. Go ahead.
I'm
We're not
gonna do it.
judging.
And the hard thing is that you like to throw me under the bus too. So then we both are, putting me under there. Just kidding, just kidding. Um, anyway, when I was young, I got really mad at my big brother, like really, really mad at him. And I literally did not speak to him probably 4 years. And it then took like the next 20 years to try to build that relationship back up. Can I tell you what I was mad at him for? No, because I was really, really young. Do I know I was mad?
Rule right here is don't make Andrea mad. I mean, 4 years?
Yeah.
4 years.
I
Okay.
was, I was really, really mad. Yeah, don't make me mad, Tony. But anyway, it took a really long time. I'm now 50, he's 59, and we're still working to rebuild this relationship or have a relationship. And man, that's a struggle, right? So let go of those grudges, forgive because that only hindered me in ways that I didn't need to be hindered. Next is to surrender to the desire of constant approval. I think we live in a world where we kind of put our, we're going to say self-esteem out into the world for somebody else to validate, right? I go put a picture on Facebook and I'm like, oh, that picture only got 3 likes. You must not think I'm cute today. Or I go tell you a little something on Facebook and I get, a bunch of comments and I'm like, wow, I'm doing really good in the world. And I am putting all of my faith and my whatever in myself out into the world instead of saying, no, 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 no. The person that needs to approve of me is sitting right here, right? Right here in this chair. It's the one that looks back at me in the mirror. So prioritize self-validation and being authentic over making sure the rest of the world gives you those thumbs up that maybe we can crave. So surrender to that. Next is to let go of the fear of failure. We've got to view mistakes as opportunities to learn and grow. We're going to make mistakes every day. I've probably made 17 already today, and I've only been up for 45 minutes, right? Like, we all are just going to trip and stumble and say things wrong and embarrass ourselves and whatever it may be. But guess what? That's how we grow. That's how we get just a little bit better. And then lastly, we'll close with this one because we got to sing. Release the urge to compare yourself to others. Because you know what? My journey is different than yours. I can never play golf like Valerie Hine. I know it. I could be out there every single day. It's not going to happen. And if I am constantly comparing myself to other people, I'm going to constantly beat myself up. So I'm just going to appreciate my journey, my own progress, and surrender to that today. So that was a good one, Lance. Thank you so much.
Amazing. I loved it. I loved it. And Yvonne and Joan, the day is yours.
Ahem.
We hope you have a beautiful birthday. Happy
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 birthday
birthday
to
to
you.
Happy
you.
Happy
birthday.
birthday to you.
Birthday.
Birthday,
Birthday, happy
John,
Happy
birthday.
Yvonne.
birthday.
Happy
Thanks
birthday.
a lot, Tony. You have a
Happy
beautiful
Happy
birthday to
birthday.
birthday,
you.
ladies.
Have a great
Have a
day.
fantastic
You
day.
guys have a great day.
Have a great day.